welcome to T Boys TV. We are back again with another Hat Show, obviously episode 309. And in this one, we're going to be talking about Luton going to the semi-final in the Virtue Trophy, which obviously I'm very happy about, as you could tell if you watch my match reaction as well. And then obviously we'll be talking about the game tomorrow against Port Vale. I mean, despite them being bottom of the table, I think they've actually played all right in their recent games. But is it a game we can actually go and win? Away from home? Do let us know. Will you have a lot of confidence from Tuesday night, or is it going to be the same old? But before we do that, Dad, how have you been the last few days?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Not too bad. I know you're a little bit poorly.
Yeah, it's quite annoying, guys, because obviously I, didn't have anything planned in terms of content-wise anyway until today. But yeah, I ain't been too great the last couple of days. Recovering, I made sure I was able to try and do this. Obviously, I will be doing a watch along tomorrow as well. But as long as I'm fully ready to go by Wednesday, as I did get tickets, that's all I really care about, to be honest with you. But yeah, let's get into it. So, yeah, obviously the Plymouth game, like we said, going into it, obviously we were, as I once got called, Dad, optimistic. Obviously, you said we win on penalties. Obviously, I said a defeat.
But it was a penalty that won
it. Yeah, true, actually. I said I did say a 2-1 defeat, but at the same time, I had a feeling it could go 2-1 either way. I know a lot of people, were thinking we were going to get battered this game. I knew we wouldn't, because even the times they have beat us in the league, they haven't battered us. They've narrowly beat us both times. But we really had to win this game. Otherwise, if we come out of that game, I mean, like I said, for me, the season's done. Now there's a bit of hope. And, if we do, obviously, I don't want to get too carried away, but if we do win on Wednesday, and then obviously you're into the final, like I say, you've got a good record, but, it probably doesn't mean, the season's like really, really good to what we expected, but it's better than it could have been, let's be honest. And that is why I want all the eggs in the basket on Wednesday, to be honest. Like, obviously, tomorrow, it's a lot of players are 50-50, so it sounds like we're going to sort of, maybe save some of them for Wednesday, to be quite honest here, given by what's said, and to me, that totally makes sense. But in terms of the lineup, let's be honest, especially us, Dad, when we saw it, we were very sceptical. But the players, they proved us wrong, a lot of them. Shea in goal, now, a lot of that was based on his last performance against Swindon, so not great. Asai Jones was right back. Obviously, I did say that. I did have a feeling we'd remain with that. Anderson and Mengi, your two best centre-backs. Mengi obviously rested against Burton. That totally makes sense. Excuse me, there might be a lot of that today. Naismith playing left-back. Saville and Clark. And then we had Kadoa, Richards, Vandenberg and Wells. Now, the main two surprises, I guess you could say, from us, Dad, in terms of seeing that lineup was Shea and Vandenberg. More so Vandenberg, just based on, his times coming on. Other than his debut, I wouldn't really say he's been, too great, if I'm going to be honest. This game, he was all right when he moved out towards the left, but I thought in the first half, he weren't too great, I've got to be honest, in my opinion. And then as for the bench, we had Fox, which was obviously good to see. We expected to see that, because he is that next player, in my opinion, coming through. In terms of the youth, obviously we've had Nelson, Johnson. He's the next one for me. We thought it'd probably be Chigoze, but then again, he has had injuries and things like that. Johnson, like I say, Keeley, Lawrence, Longwick, Morris, and Palmer. So obviously Palmer on the bench, that's great to see. For this competition anyway. He come on and he was really, really good. But yeah, I mean, like I say, Shea and Vandenberg. Shea you could probably half expect because, he has played in this competition. And I do think if we do get to the final, we will play him in that as well, and sort of let him deserve that, really. But it was just based on his last performance. We were a bit sceptical. And then, like I say, Vandenberg was a shock to me. But the rest of it, I wasn't really surprised. And I know you're the same, Dad.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I say, Shea's obviously the cup goalkeeper, and he's going to, even if we get to Wembley, I think he'll keep it. And, he's a different type of keeper, obviously, to Keeley. And he is good on his day. And you know what, through what he's been with the club, he deserves to start for us, probably, if we get to the final. So I expect that going forward. But I was a bit like, and it proved a little bit in that game. We'll get into that. But, he'll kick it out. He won't be dilly dallying around at the back and all that. So it does give you that sort of different kind of way of going forward at times. Van der Berg, after his sort of juddery performances, I actually thought he was pretty good in this game. I'm not going to lie, I thought he was good. He was doing them clearances, getting it away, making sure it's well out of harm's way, getting stuck in, working hard. I thought obviously they all did, but for him, for his first start, I thought it turned out all right. Probably expected maybe a different striker as well, but that's two in two. Wells penalty. Do you know what I mean? Earned it. So he's affecting the play. They've been working on them through passes. That's the second one that's benefited us in as many games. So, and the bench was relatively strong, right? Albeit we did have a striker on the bench, but ultimately we didn't need one. So let's get into the game.
Yeah, so the game, I mean, they had a chance right at the start, and I'll be honest, I thought it was in. I mean, their fans were celebrating; they thought it was in, and then we obviously found out it didn't go in. Good. That was good. That, and then it was, for me, it was quite similar to the Burton game in terms of like they started off well, and then we grew into it, and we did get the goal in the 16th minute beside Jones. I mean, initially being there because where I was sitting as well, there is a pole in the way. I honestly thought he missed, and the person next to me thought he missed as well. But it did go in, and it was good bit play, man. There was good passages of play in this game, and the first goal was a great example of that. Kadoa gets it. That was Kadoa's best game in a while on that left-hand side for me. He was really, really good. And there were so many times around the ground where like, just get him on the ball. Get him on the ball. On that side, it'll cause havoc. And obviously, he was the one who played it to Richards. Richards, when you look back at that is an exceptional pass.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, originally looking at it, I knew it was a good pass anyway. But the more you see it, I mean, that is quality. You talk about precision passing. I mean, that is...
He hardly looked as well. He looked already. Do you know what I mean? The intelligence of the lad is excellent. Really, really good. And like I say, the precision of it. And again, I had internet issues, etc. So I missed like up until that goal, and then a little bits after that for a time. But great pass, great work rate, and the triangles that we were passing. Obviously, I've seen the initial chance that they had back. We were lucky they didn't score that. I mean, Anderson gets caught out sometimes like that. But yeah, really well worked and deserved. And maybe not having so much pressure from the crowd. Obviously, it was only 4,000 or something. Maybe helped a little bit, but they owed us that performance anyway. But it was good to see some of the triangles and some of just the positive way of playing, which we know that these players are capable of. But yeah, like I say, it's a great pass, and then the side Jones is there, obviously doing his shithouse celebration, which was quality, and they were getting rattled. They were getting proper rattled, and yeah, the crowd's obviously up and things like that from that moment, and we are still thinking what we thought the other day in terms of Burton game, like in terms of getting another goal. To definitely try and make sure. A few scares in the first half. Obviously, Mengi had to come off, and that was a shame because that was one of Mengi's. When he's chasing back, he does really well to win the ball. It was one of them. And then I couldn't tell like properly, but it looked like he went into the board, and then there was sort of an injury through that, which is gutting, because like I said on my reaction as well, he is the best centre-back at the club. And he always gets these injuries like at these unfortunate times. Like the other ones have been, I mean, for him, maybe not so for us, but there's been more so when there's been speculation of him leaving. You obviously have to go to the Premier League. When we went, the game against Fulham, obviously he got injured then, which probably prevented him from moving. And there's been a few times recently as well where he's went down, but he's managed to continue. But this one, there's obviously scans and things, as Wilshere said, and it is a big blow. Like I say, he is the best centre back in my opinion at the club, and he done really well. He done really well, and like I say, a lot under Wilshere, he has done really well because his mentality's been there to play for the club.
and you do have to give Wilshere massive credit for that. And yeah, that was a blow. And then obviously Kadoa went down once, then he went down again a bit later on, and we took him off at half time, which you had to do. That seems like a precaution to me. Obviously, it's 50-50. But again, I mean, obviously, you've seen Palmer can play more so on that left side. We see that. Obviously, we did say that about potentially experimenting it. Maybe not in this game, but we did. And he done really well there, to be fair. So if Kadoa's not available tomorrow, that is someone you can put there for me. And then, obviously, like I say, Longwick come on, actually played centre-back, which was great to see. And I thought he had a really good game in centre-back, though.
Yeah, I thought it was decent. And they'll probably start there, I would say. So, yeah, Mengi and Kadua have been they've been getting kicked the shit out of over the past few games. You notice it, and it's just come to a head with especially Mengi, I guess. And Kadua, they'll probably be rested. Like I said, the impact injuries. I think was it Anderson as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So that I probably would rest them personally. I think we kind of got cover. We can do it. We're playing bottom of the league. Do you know what I mean? So we could probably do that. But yeah, they were good. I thought Saville was pretty good. Obviously, their equaliser. Getting chased down, slipped as he was trying to pass it back. I mean, Shea wouldn't normally come rushing out like that. So
the pass from Shea weren't great.
It was a good strike from their player. And on another occasion, maybe we'd have got a block in there, but it is what it is. Other than that, then he's pivotal in the goal, getting stuck in, winning 2 tackles. And then obviously Palmer slots it. It's first time pass to Wells. Again, I was saying it earlier. And definitely a penalty as well. And fair play to Clark for, because there was a little bit not of a weight. And then, just banged it in because their keeper was trying to put him off and stuff. But yeah, and then from then, I think it was comfortable. Obviously, I'll send you some videos of me watching it. And even then, I've been used at the stadium and they was getting close when they were trying to fight, but I just kind of knew that, we do, and we defended really well in them closing stages. So, yeah, well deserved, much better performance. And, they didn't have Talaj, he's injured. So I thought, he might have just put him out, but he was out because he was injured. Pebble was trying hard. They had a couple of players out, but, that 2 or 3 players doesn't make, we've had players out constant. Do you know what I mean? Elijah's been out all season, things like that. So yeah, it's good to see. And then they're like, yeah, we'll concentrate on it. We'll go for the playoffs, so we don't want this Mickey Mouse carp and all this pizza, which is quite, but they're on the same points as us, I think. Do you know what I mean? It's not like they're any closer to the playoffs. So, but it's good to third time lucky, as they say, and crack on. And Northampton, can't be taking them too lightly because, again, they're looking to stay up, but it's still possible for them to do that. And if they went down and got to the final or won the thingy, they'd be happy with that. Do you know what I mean? So, good thing is we're at home. There's going to be a bit more crowd there, and we should really be beating them. Come on, let's be honest. We're lucky that we got it at home. I think if it's away, it could be a different story, but the incentives there, just don't get too nervous. Do you know what I mean? Just play like you have, performances against Bradford, Blackpool to an extent, Plymouth. Just play like that, and we should be fine.
Yeah, no, I agree. We can't do what I felt a lot of Plymouth fans did with us. Well, obviously not fans because they're not on the pitch, but players, and like they were so confident. They were like, "Oh yeah, we could batter you, or we'll beat you." We deserved it. We definitely deserved it. And obviously, you mentioned it when we played Plymouth previously, Dad. Obviously, the manager, Tom Cleverley, he's tried all these, getting in our faces, the shithousery football, really. And he was being there at the stadium. I proper noticed it.
Yeah, you will do. And it worked. 2 of our players went off, but it didn't stop the,
It didn't work in the result, though, did it?
Nah, the players that come on, Johnson, and Longwick and that done what they needed to do. Do you know what I mean? So Johnson just slots in at left back. Mengi moves into the middle alongside Longrick, and there you go. So yeah,
I mean, yeah, like you say, the end. I mean, there was just, I was more happy with the fight back. That's what I was happy with for 1-1, because you would see, like, when a team gets an equaliser or they go 1-0 up, our heads drop. But I think also because how big this game was, the players just sort of rose to it and got on with it. Like you say, Saville, despite maybe him being part of, fault of the goal, I thought he had a really good game. Like you say, the goal, obviously the tackle that's gone into Palmer, and then Palmer's played it through to Wells. And like I said, I thought Wells against Burton was really
we missed that in midfield, mate. We missed that little bit of bite. We have, I know Palmer's brought that a little bit, but he's not as good at, tackling as Saville is and things like that. Do you know what I mean? So, I think he might have pushed himself back into that team now, especially if we're going to be playing 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
Certain games. So.
Yeah, and like I say, Wells, he's been really good last 2 games. I sung his praises against Burton and obviously got the penalty here. And again, I said it on the fan cam I did with Stephen, new person on the fan cam, shout out to him for doing it. There's been a lot of pressure on Wells in terms of like just throughout the season, because he has been pretty disappointed throughout the season. But like the recent games, I mean, especially this game as well, being the sole one striker. Obviously, that was a striker, but we play him out wide, which makes sense because he's good out wide. In terms of no strikers on the bench, like we mentioned, there's a lot of pressure on him going into this game. Being that sole one as well, and he's done really, really well. So fair play to him. It will be interesting to see, what happens. I do think a large part of tomorrow, if he plays or not, is all dependent on Cole, to be honest. Because, Wells is obviously 35. You don't really want him to play 9 pretty much, know.
And then go again on Tuesday, possibly.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So it all depends on Cole for me. But yeah, I mean, he done really well. And like you say, or like I say, the fight back was there. And yeah, Jordan Clark, fair play on Clark, because a lot of the penalties he's took as well, obviously he's went to the left, so he changed it up a little bit through the middle. And we were confident of him scoring.
Yeah, a bit less of like a jinky run as well. He just sort of smashed it in. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's good.
Yeah, exactly. And he was really good. And I believe that's probably his first appearance in this competition, I think, this season, from memory. So,
he's level on goals with Kadoa now.
Yeah.
He's top scorer. Which is mental.
Yeah, we say what we say every time about Clark. But yeah, overall, really good win that we needed. And like I say, we have got a good opportunity next Wednesday. But let's not, like you say, Dad, let's not underestimate him. You don't want to do that, because that's the last thing you want to do. It'll come back and bite you in the arse. But good opportunity, very, very good opportunity to get to Wembley. You can't take these moments for granted. It don't matter if it's in the Virtue Trophy, the playoff final. Let's be honest, right? I was thinking this earlier. When we got, to the playoff final, you are sort of thinking, well, when's this sort of thing going to happen again? Do you know what I mean? Yes, it's different competition, but if we can win on Wednesday, I mean, you can't take them moments for granted. No way. And I believe, because I know what we like as a fan base, whatever we get in terms of allocation wise, if we get to Wembley, we'll sell it out without question. We got more in the Virtue Trophy last time in terms of seats, sold that out. Playoff final, we got slightly less, and we sold that out. So yeah, that's what I will say. But yeah, let's go through some comments. Ratings. Jackie on the title. And again, let me know, guys, what you do think. I said, can Luton win away against bottom of the table? Jackie says, hi, Ty Daz. Let's hope so. Evening to yourself as well, Paul, mate. Hope you're well. This evening all. Yeah, I mean, like I say, mate, for me, I've got more eyes on Wednesday, to be honest. Like, obviously, don't lose, try not to lose this game, boys. But then there's that part of me, like, I know it sounds quite bad, but like, even if we do, I care about Wednesday. You know what I mean? I'm so looking forward to Wednesday. Like I say, I will be there. Even if I'm still slowly recovering, I'm just looking forward to that game, to be quite honest here. And obviously, I've said it to you anyway. Evening, lads. Oh, excuse me. Evening, Phil, mate. Hope you're well. Yeah, obviously, I'll reply to your comment on this. But yeah, Elijah scored on Tuesday as well for the under-21s. So he's getting, a bit of confidence, and it actually felt quite weird seeing him in a kit this season. I'll be honest,
Mm.
but that was good to see, and it's quite mad because I saw the pictures that come out and like how tall he is compared to the the youth players that are playing is pretty crazy. So yeah, that was good to see. But like I say, Wilshere said he needs more games, to then have him in for a team game. So I'm probably gonna next couple of weeks we could see him in his squad, I believe, to be honest, and hopefully if we can win on Wednesday, we'll see him at Wembley again. Do you know what I mean? So that'd be quality. Jackie says it was a good game. Yeah, no, it certainly was. Uh, well in Hatters. Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm saying. They were underestimating us. They thought they had it in the bag. Easy game, they said, and that was their downfall. And again, it goes back to what I say, mate. Even when they have beat us this season, they haven't battered us. The home game is individual mistakes, every single goal. And in the away game, it's just the same old rubbish, wasn't it? We couldn't take our chances, and they should have scored more when we were doing errors at the back. Excuse me. G1 says hoping Akeem will be on the bench tomorrow. It's been a while. He is full of beans, energy when we last saw him. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like he is going to be on the bench, which is good. And he's another player at that right back option, isn't he? So yeah, it'll be good to see him. I mean, I even though we haven't seen loads of him, I have liked what I've seen of him, to be honest. And in terms of that one who I would like to play solely that right back, like mainly the number one starter, it would be him for me personally. Even though Jones has actually done all right there, to be fair. Just glad we won. Yeah, 100%. I mean, yeah, I'm not sure if it means anything come Wednesday, but it was a massive win for Port Vale. I mean, I still think they're down, but I don't think they'll finish bottom, to be honest. I know there is a bit of a points cap, but I actually don't think they're the worst team in the league. And like I say, their results recently have actually been not too bad. It's just it's too little too late, in my opinion, in terms of staying up. So yeah. Ben says, evening to us all. Good to see you, mate. Apparently, just quickly, I've just seen this from Harry. Apparently, he's fighting a kickboxer at Usyk. What the hell's that all about? So yeah, but yeah, in terms of the player ratings for this game, so Shea in goal, like I say, I thought he was quite reliable. Obviously, other than the goal, obviously he had a part to play in that. And I'll be honest, when I was there, I did think as soon as they got it to like take on the shot, it was sort of in slow motion, and Shea weren't really in the best of positions. So I was thinking, it's a goal here. But other than that, he was actually all right, to be fair. And like we said, if we do get to the final, he does deserve to have that moment with us for sure. So yeah, for me, in terms of Shea's performance, I'll give him a 6.5.
Yeah, same. I mean, potentially this could be his last. Well, then Northampton, and if we do beat them, then maybe that'll be his last two games for Luton. So let's hope he plays his best ability and we win something with him again. But yeah, I'll give him 6.5.
Yeah, absolutely. Ben's gone 6.5 as well. Moving on to Isaiah Jones. Obviously, he did move positions in this game. He actually moved to left wing back, which was quite interesting, when we went to the back three. Obviously, got the goal. Let's be honest, he should have had a hat trick in this game. The two chances he missed were very similar. Balls across to that left-hand side. He has blazed them over, which I'll be honest, I was disappointed with. But he still had a good game, so I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7. We've worked on that, having people, the rushing in on the far post. He's really good at that as well. Maybe just not so much rushing shots at times, but the initial finish was decent enough. And the last two games has been pretty decent. But yeah, I'll give him a 7.
Yeah. 7.5 says Ben for Jones. Shea 6.5 says Jackie. Moving on we'll go to Anderson. I thought he was pretty good up until we come off. And let's be honest, he has been like that large parts this season. Like we say, he has been good. There's just been them errors sometimes, like the Huddersfield game, which I always go back to. But, most of the time, it's been pretty reliable this season, in my opinion. And again, similar to Kadoa, I do think it is a precaution. I think he might be at least in the squad tomorrow, just due to our lack of centre backs. Whereas Kadoa, there is more players that can play out wide, maybe not necessarily on that left, but there is players that we can put there in comparison to that side in terms of depth. So yeah, for me, Anderson, I'll give him a 7 as well.
Yeah, same. I thought he was decent, winning headers, etc. A bit dodgy with that first chance, though. Like you say, it does seem to happen now and again. Luckily, that they didn't score from that, because it could have been a different story, maybe, or maybe it would have then went on to penalty. Who knows? You know what I mean? If Butson, you know what I mean. But I'll give him a 7.
Yeah. Ben's coming the same. Jackie, Jones, and Anderson 6.5. Moving on to Mengi. Again, I thought he was good up until he come off. Shane, and that does seem like it could be pretty much a season, to be honest, by the looks of it. So, which is a shame. So yeah, for him, I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7. I'm not sure the injury was as bad, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But it's a bit of a dot. If he is out for the season, that's tough. I don't know what we're going to do there. Because if someone Naismith can play there, but he's obviously not as good, maybe you'd have to have Johnson there, maybe Hakeem. We'll see. But we're not going up anyway, as far as I'm concerned. So but yeah, I'll give him a 7.
I think one positive though, even though Mengi being out is a negative. Obviously, Hakeem, like you say, does play centre back, and he has got a bit of pace. That's my only worry. Like, I'm not saying every player needs pace, but as long as you've got one that does, and I think Hakeem will bring that element when he's more into the swing of things. Yeah, fair enough. I know what you mean. Yeah, fair enough, Jackie. 7 for Mengi, says Ben. Let's hope. Let's hope we win on Wednesday. Oh, mate, it was absolute limbs after the game. I'm not going to lie. So it could be even better on Wednesday, hopefully. But yeah, moving on to Saville. Let's say, other than the goal, which, he does have a part to play in, I actually thought he had a good game. Slide tackles, like you say, Dad. The second goal, that was a really good tackle. And I would actually stick with him tomorrow, to be quite honest here, because when you're looking at holding CDMs, he is the one, for me that I look at in terms of that defensive, more so structure. So yeah, for him, I'll give him a 7.
I'll give him a 7.5. I thought it was probably the best game we've seen from him for a while. Captain as well, and really was quite on it pretty much in this game. So yeah, I'll give him a 7.5.
Yeah, and I nearly forgot to do Naismith. I've actually thought he's had a good game. Last 2 games, he's been all right. Obviously, the only downfall was the stuff that happened after the Burton game. But in terms of his performances on the pitch, I don't actually think they've been too bad. Excuse me. And I actually thought he was all right, to be fair. Again, he had that free kick as well that went too far over, to be fair. He actually had an all right game for me. So, do you know what? I'll give him a 7.5.
I thought he just did do Naismith. Well, no.
Oh, I might have. I don't even know.
But anyway, yeah, great.
Yeah, there you go. Did I do Naismith, guys? I don't even know. Naismith 6.5. Naismith 7. Oh, mate. Oh, it was absolute limbs that game. Such a shame. We always say it, Dad. Such a shame we didn't actually do anything before that game. That'd have been, that'd have been limbs. But yeah, moving on to Clark. Could argue he's man in the match. Obviously, getting the winning goal. Showing how influential he is. Again, like I say, I believe this is his first start in this competition. And yeah, he was really, really good. So I'll give him an 8.
Yeah, I'll give him 8. Great penalty, working hard. Usual stuff that you expect from Clark. I think it's Saville that maybe we've got mixed up with here, because I haven't done Saville yet.
What's your rating for Saville?
I'll give him a 7.5. I thought that weren't really, he slipped as he took it. He had 2 men on him. Do you know what I mean? Maybe the defender should have dealt with that rather than Shea rushing out. But other than that, he was winning tackles. He had a shot himself, a little bit of trickery, a little bit of step overs and that. Showing what he does bring. Do you know what I mean? I thought he was pretty good, so I'm giving him 7.5.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And shout out to him. Obviously, that was his 500th club appearance as well. I saw that before the game, and I was like, "Wow, that's incredible." So fair play to him. And yeah, like I say, other than that moment of the goal, he done well. He did do well.
Exactly, and you don't play 500 games in top whatever two three well two tiers of football whatever
Mm.
if you ain't half decent. Do you know what I mean? So let's
Yeah,
big him up for that because I think he's all right. I
no,
thought
I
he was
do.
a bit
When
unlucky.
he's played correctly,
Yeah, exactly,
that's
exactly.
the thing. He's got to be played correctly. He shouldn't be doing attacking duties. That's not his job. He
He
should
can
be in
do
that
it.
six.
Do you know what I mean? But
He can, yeah.
ultimately, he's there to link the midfield and that.
Like he showed at the start of the season, he can do it. I remember when we played Wimbledon, he had that shot, didn't he, from outside the box? Probably our best chance in that game.
Well, he scored for us as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he scored against Wigan when we beat him at Kenilworth Road. So he has brung that, but overall, it's not really his game. Like I wouldn't mind if he was doing it a few times, but like if you're starting him, that's not what he should be doing. It's even like when was it the Blackpool game? He come on just to see the game out. That's what he should be there to do. Really, like obviously start more, but in my opinion, but in terms of if he's not starting, he should be there just to mop up and sort of see the results out. And again, like he's played a lack of football as well. Like obviously there was a moment where he started loads of games, like I say, and then he sort of just didn't start, and we were sort of like, oh, we're a little bit surprised about this. And then he's come in, and his mentality's still there. So fair play to him at the same time. Clark 7 has Ben. Clark 8 says Jackie. Moving on to Kadoa. I thought, like I say, that was probably one of his better games on that left hand side in terms of the recent games. And yeah, it was just a shame he had to come off. Be interesting to see if he is in the squad tomorrow. Like due to our lack of really great options on that left. But I don't know, man. I wouldn't mind if he's rested. To be fair, I know he's a joint top scorer and that, but I wouldn't mind it in a way. We have got others that can chip in and score, so it's not the end of the world. And we know he can be better elsewhere, but obviously because of the lack of options there, we can't really do it. So yeah, for me, I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7. I thought he had quite a lively half before he got kicked to fuck. So yeah, 7. You're on mute.
Oh, yeah, there we go. And then moving on to Van den Berg. Obviously, when he started, we're sceptical just based on his last, appearances coming on. But he was actually right in the game. Like I say, at the start, I don't feel as great, but when he was more on that left-hand side, I thought he was quite good up until he come off, which made sense. You need to sort of manage him and things like that. And yeah, I thought he was all right, so I'll give him a 7.
I'll give him a 7.5. I just thought he's got a good stature. Once he gets going, you can already see it that he's going to be a good, possibly a big part of this midfield. I think some of his clearances were spot on. Getting it right out onto the up, the end of the pitch and out for a throw in, and just working hard. Seemed to gel. Seemed to know what his job was pretty much. So yeah, I might even see him start again. Especially against Northampton, maybe not against Port Vale. I might put him on the bench or whatever. But I thought he was pretty decent while he was on the pitch. He come off after about 60 minutes, but I thought he was all right. So I'll give him 7.5.
Yeah, that's fair enough. 7 says Ben. Wilshire said that Clark is the first person on the team sheet. I'd add Keeley, Richards, and Kadoa to that. Of course, Mengi, we've lost him. Yeah, I did see that. He gave Clark, great praise like he deserves. And yeah, Clark is the first name, on that team sheet. But the thing is, for me, I don't like this conversation of playing him deeper. That's not his game for me. Like, that's not his game. So, he is that first name in the team sheet in terms of attacking midfielder, even if it's with another person to the left or the right of him. Or even if he's the sole one, you've got a player on the left or the right. I don't like him deeper. I just don't feel it benefits his game. And in my opinion, we've seen that throughout the season. Van den Berg 7 says Jackie. Moving on to Richards. Obviously Stephen, who I had on the fan cam, said he well and truly deserved man of the match. And he was very good. You know, he probably could have got more assists in the game, to be honest, as well, because there was large parts. I think there was a part in the second half where there was, I think it's Jones on the left, maybe Palmer, I can't remember. And then we had Morris on the right. And like he passed it to Morris. If he passed it to the person that was on the left, I think we'd have scored from it. But he had a really, really influential game. He obviously said after the game he likes playing in that role he played. And I mean, for his age as well, like we say, I mean, he's been quality this season. Definitely one of the better signings. There has been a few, despite us having a disappointing season overall. But yeah, he was good in the game, so I understand why people give him man of match. Obviously, got it at the stadium as well. So for me, I'll give him a 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5. I'll give him man of the match. Great assist. Potentially others, just like say his intelligence, his work rate. We want to keep hold of him. He could be the new Clark. You know what I mean for us. Really sort of. He was injured a little bit when he earlier on. That's played at this level already before a few games for Exeter and stuff like that. When he was 17, he's just getting better and better, isn't he? And for his age already, he's already ahead. Like ahead of like players we've loaned out. Like Nelson and things like that. So yeah, really need to be keeping hold of him. But yeah, I'll give him man of the match 7.5.
Would you believe it, Dad? I just looked at our ratings. That's the first time one of us has actually given man of the match this season.
Really? Well, he hasn't. Other games he's sort of come on but other. I don't know. We seem to. I swear we always win when he's playing as well. We might have to check that out. I swear.
I mean, when we last won away, Stockport, he scored in that game. When we beat Bradford, I'm pretty sure he scored the first goal in that game. Maybe.
Well, we don't lose anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. Jake, he's great. Yeah, 100%. Richard's 9, man of the match for me. Yeah, totally fair enough, mate. Jake, 8. Naki Wells, 7.5. Yeah, moving on to Naki Wells. Do you know what? I'm going to give him man of the match because, I felt he was really good against Burton and a lot of pressure, like I say, going on him going into this game, being the only sole striker, obviously, the others not on the bench. And he earned the penalty, which was a decisive moment in the game because we go on and win it. And, I don't think he's that kind of person, but, he could have been like, oh, I earned the penalty. Can I take it sort of thing, but he let Jordan Clark take it as well. And I did feel sorry for him in the first half because there was a lot of times where we were playing the ball up to him. He's not, we've said it loads. He's just not going to win the ball. But I thought he definitely put in the shift and he was really, really good. And like I say, consecutive games for him where he's played well. So fair play to him. And yeah, like I say, man of the match for me. I'll actually give him an 8.
Yeah, I thought he worked extremely hard. I feel he probably will be rested tomorrow, which is good. We need to be doing that. And he's sort of got his confidence now. And like I say, a couple of them through balls in the last couple of games has really sort of benefited us. So yeah, I'll give him 7.5.
Yeah, fair enough. Ben's coming the same. Phil says, excellent player Richards. Got a feeling we lose him and JJ in summer though. Thing is,
well, we don't need to sell him. And the thing is,
no.
I'd say about Richards is it whoever's going to buy him? Is it, you know what I mean? Is it going to go straight into their team, start every game? We don't need to be selling him. I think he'll be happy to stay with us. At the end of the day, he's under contract anyway. So
yeah, I think it's a situation where, like, if he had the goals Clark has, then yeah, because to be doing that at that age, there would be definite interest. But I think the fact, like you say, Dad, we have just got him. I think we'll be okay. If Johnson carries on him like playing well, then yeah. But I think what helps us with Johnson as well is he's been out for a while. Like if he was consecutively doing this from the start of the season, then I could see it. But we expect.
It depends who looks at them. Sorry to interrupt, but a lot of teams in the Championship, they might take a risk with some players, but I predominantly want experience. You know what I mean? And none of them have been experienced in the Championship, and they ain't going to no rival League One club. Definitely not. So let's you get a Premier League team. They're not gonna take a risk on them. They keep an eye on them. They'll be on loads of people's radars, no doubt. But we don't need to sell. I think we'll be fine. To be honest with you, we're more likely to lose someone like Mengi, possibly. Not. I think Kadar, we keep him as well.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't think anyone's really. We're going to lose anyone really. I think we keep a lot of the players we've got, especially if we stay in the league, unless we get rid of them.
yeah. For me, it's more so the ones that have gone out on loan. They'll be the ones that have gone. Most of them, other than hopefully Archer. I want to keep Archer. He has actually done all right at Port Vale as well. Thankfully, he can't play tomorrow because he'll probably score. Because you know what it's like with former players; they love to score against us. But yeah, no, I mean, we said it. When Johnson signed that new contract with his ambitions, playing in Champions League, I think we will sell him in the future, and I hope we can sell him for a decent profit. But I think right now we're fine. We're fine with them too, especially Richards. The fact he's just joined. But like I say, if Johnson can continue this, we're expecting to obviously both, be in League One next season. So if he can continue this, and then yeah, who knows from there on in. But I think in terms of this season, we'll be fine personally. Wells 7.5. Jackie's done all the subs already. So they're the ratings. So yeah, we'll get into the subs now. So yeah, by the way, that is Wells' third vote from us this season. In terms of either of us for his man of the match. But yeah, in terms of subs, like we say, Longwick, like I say, I thought he'd done all right when he come on. Obviously, playing centre back. Obviously, he's rarely done that this season. But when he has played there, I think he's done well. So I'll give him I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, I'll give him a 7. Thought he done well. I think he's a right in centre back. I expect him to probably be starting there, with Jones continuing at right back going forward until other players come back from injury. But I'll give him a 7. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Ben's gone with 7 as well. And then moving on to Johnson. I'll just give Johnson a 6.5.
I thought he was all right when he come on as well. Couple of positions I think he was playing. I'll give him a 7.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't really know where he was playing. Because like when you naturally see it, because he's a left-sided player, you're thinking he's playing where Jones was actually playing as a left wing back. So yeah, that's probably why, to be fair. Morris, he was trying like he always does. I'll just give him a 6.5.
Yeah, I'll give him a 6.5. And then Palmer, I'll give him a 7, just for the through ball.
I thought he was so good.
And was quite effective, coming on and going on the left and things like that, and bringing that thing to the game. And then Lawrence, non-applicable, you know what I mean? But he could even be starting tomorrow, potentially.
Yeah.
I mean, if
you're
going to start him, you start him against the team. No disrespect to Port Vale, but you start him. Rest a couple further. We've still got enough players on the pitch to do a job, and it's going to be a good opportunity for him.
Yeah, I mean, if Kadoa's not available, I can see that, to be fair. But yeah, in terms of Palmer, I'll give Palmer. I actually go slightly higher for Palmer. I'll give him 7.5. I thought he was so good. On that left hand side, I thought he was immense. And then obviously, like say, the pass. I just think like that type of performance, you can see why he's been playing in levels higher, in my opinion. And that was a cameo. Like obviously, we've seen him start, and do that, but a new sort of not new role because he played there for Hull a few times, but new role for us as well. And he was really, really good for me. And he was a massive reason, as to a lot of players, but like he was up there with why we won that game, in my opinion. And then obviously Lawrence, yeah, like I say, it's a 6, isn't it? Really, you can't really rate him anything else in terms of that. So overall, much needed win. Glad we got it, and we move on to Port Vale. So yeah, the other ratings, Longwick 7, Johnson 6.5, Morris 7, Palmer 7. So yeah, Lawrence 6.5. But yeah, that is all that's said about that game. Massive win, like I say. Now we go into this game against Port Vale, who, like I say, despite being bottom of the league, I think their recent results have been good, especially when we did play. Obviously, they played same day as us on Tuesday night. Massive win against Northampton. Obviously, teams around the bottom. Like I say, I still think they go down. Obviously, there is a bit of a gap. However, I think they could end up 23rd instead of 24th. And they have got experienced players, especially, in January, they did get a few. Obviously, former player Andre Gray, as we know. And they actually got Anel Hernandez as well, who was at Birmingham once upon a time as well. So they have actually got, some decent experience in January, despite their position. And yeah, like I say, good win for them the other day. Their last two home games, despite them being the worst team in terms of home form, they have actually drew their last two games. Drew 2-2 against Burton, and then they drew against Reading. I'll be honest, I thought they'd lose to Reading narrowly, but I did think they'd lose. And obviously, us away, we're 18th now on the away form. We've lost all of our last five, which we know, which I don't really want to say, but we have. So yeah, I mean, it's one of them where if there is a time to turn it, you would say this game just based on the facts of the position of where they are. But I don't know, man. I mean, obviously, it's going to be interesting to see what we do in terms of the team lineup. There is people saying they'd like to see three at the back again. The problem I think we have in this game with that is, because a lot of players are 50-50, obviously Mengi's out. I don't know if we can do it really. So I think there's a high possibility we do go forward at the back again, to be quite honest with you. Even the striker situation now, it all depends on Cole, really, for me. If Cole's in, then we could go two up front. But if he's not, then I think we'll go one up front again, to be quite honest with you. So it's all interesting. But yeah, I mean, what do you think, Dad? Do you reckon forward at the back we'll go with?
Yeah, we'll go forward at the back, and we'll probably go with one up front. I don't think we'll. I know we've tried to a couple of times, but I think we'll probably stick with the one. I think Cole will be fit, and he's obviously itching to prove a point against. I think there was a little bit. Some fans were saying he was lazy and certain things. So he wants to play. Doesn't necessarily mean that he's definitely going to. I mean, I think we had that with Anderson, and he was 50-50, and he played against
Barnsley,
and it was it just didn't work at all. But I think he probably will start. Otherwise, who else you got really? Because we said Al Hamadi, we're not too sure as well. Who else is there? But yeah, the thing is, well, I've thought the same thing against Wigan. Yeah, if we're going to turn it around, we're going to turn it around against them. Same sort of thing. Plus, I think we're going to have half an eye on Wednesday. Is it Wednesday or Tuesday?
Yeah, it's Wednesday. Yeah,
as well. So I don't think it's going to be that easy. They've already drawn against us. They've picked up a little bit. We should be beating them, but we know, innit? So I can't. I think it's going to be tough. Like I say, we don't know who's starting either, and what's going to happen. Yeah. So there's that as well.
Oh, there goes the top. A bit like our away form, going down the table. But yeah, no, I agree. I mean, in terms of this game, I'll be honest, like, fair play to everyone that's going, by the way. Obviously, it is pay on the day, but it's over 1,200 fans going. Yeah. I mean, despite, how we've been away, I mean, that is incredible, really. I do think a lot of that is, because how we played on a Tuesday, obviously a lot more confident now where they are on the table and that, but at the same time, fair play. Fair flipping play for that. But yeah, I'll be honest, like, if we could skip a game, I'd like it to be this one and just go into Wednesday, to be quite honest. And I do think a lot of them being 50-50, like say, Dad, I think a large part of that is, we're looking at that game. We've got to look at that game. We've got to. And this game, I mean, it would be good for confidence if we can get a win, but I still think in terms of the league, it doesn't mean much, really. Unless we can continue to build on the away form. I mean, the next away game, I think it's Doncaster. I mean, that's a massive game. That is obviously the game in hand, but, we've seen that they can beat good sides at home. So you can't underestimate them either. So, yeah, I mean, in terms of the lineup, what we're going to do what we did on Monday. So, obviously, I'll say mine, and then you say if you'd make any changes to it, Dad. So, In terms of my lineup for this game, this is what I've gone with. So Keeley in goal, obviously back in goal. I've gone with back four again, large part of what we've said. So Johnson, I've put as left back, Naismith and Longwick, because obviously Anderson's 50-50. And like we say, Longwick has played well as a centre back. And like I say, Naismith, credit to him, the last two games he's actually been all right. He's been like what we should have, what we expected him to be like, to be honest. Excuse me. Jones right back. Again, large part of that is because, one, I don't think he's been too bad there. And second of all, because we don't know about Anderson, that also affects, Longwick putting him as a centre back instead of a right back. Saville in his own role, doing that mop up work. I've actually gone Palmer on the left because he has played there a few times for Hull. Obviously, come on and sort of played in that role for us the other day. So Doa's 50-50, so I'd be open to seeing him there. However, like we have said, I would not be surprised if Lawrence is in the squad, starting. Morris on the right, again, because of that affects Jones in a way because, Kadoa, put Jones where we have seen him sort of thing. Clark and Richards, you can't drop any of them two. Like Wilshere said, his first name on the team sheet, Jordan Clark, and Richards, obviously very instrumental the other day. And then I have gone Wells up front again because I don't really know about Cole. But if Cole is available, then I would play him because, like you said, Dad, he's got a point to prove. And it would be good for him to kickstart his time at Luton with a goal against Port Vale as well. The club he left to join us. That'd be good. Obviously, he scored against us when we went, Dad. Obviously in the last game. So hopefully he can score again in this fixture. This time for us, of course. So that's what I've gone with. And like I say, a large part of that is because a lot of players are 50-50. But if we are to see that formation, which we did, win in terms of when we last used it away from home, I'd definitely be open to that. Saville is in his own role that day, and it worked. So, yeah, I've got the players there. And like I say, one up front, ideally we'd like to see two, but Wells has been good, like I say, there in the last two games. So, yeah, but if Cole is available, I do expect Cole to start, to be honest with you. That's how I feel. Your thoughts, Dad?
Back four, keeper in the back four. I expect that to be the case. Unless Anderson is available, but I'll be tempted to rest him anyway. I reckon we might go 4-2-3-1. Personally, I think Saville will be there, but he'll have someone alongside him, possibly Palmer, and then we'll have the three in midfield. I think Richards could play anywhere in a free midfield. It could be Richards on the left, Clark in the middle, Morris on the right, something like that. Wells maybe, but I think someone will be back. Even if it's not Cole, sorry, it'll probably be Al Hamadi. But yeah, I can see us going with 4-2-3-1. I think it gives us a little bit more. Yes, we talk about wingers and stuff, but it's not. It hasn't worked for a while away. It won't surprise me to see two pivots and just have three sort of attacking midfielders. And like I say, Richards, he doesn't need to be a winger necessarily. He can still create playing in that position anyway. So yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Like I say, I mean, if Cole obviously is available, I hope it's not because he was itching to get a bit like Anderson and then that sort of age well. I'm hoping I wouldn't mind him starting because, like I say, it would also be good. I mean, if we go one up front, it would be good in that aspect if it was Cole because we have said, haven't we, Dad, a lot of games we've watched with Cole, we want him to get on the ball a bit more, and us to give him the ball more to do things, especially that Cardiff game. I mean, we were saying it a lot in that game. Obviously played the ball through to Jones for the penalty as well. So, yeah, I mean, there is that possibility. And also, I think if there's anyone who's likely that's 50-50 to be available, it will be Cole. Because also, Wells, let's not forget, he is 35. He's played 2 games consecutively starting. You've got to rest him. And we said, obviously, he's played a lot more than we thought. But we said, he'd be good as an option at the start of the season. Then have Yates actually playing well, but he hasn't. Not even for flipping Sheffield Wednesday either. So, yeah, it's one of them, really. But, yeah, I mean, in terms of score prediction, Dad, can the away form actually turn around? Bit
Yeah,
confidence, or
I think it'll turn around, but we won't win. So yeah, I just yeah, our form's just terrible. Theirs is picked up a bit. I say we're gonna have one eye. Obviously, we're capable of beating them, but I mean, I've said that before. I think it's gonna be a draw, 1-1.
1-1. Fair enough. As for me, I agree. I think it's going to be a draw as well. The exact same score it was last time out against Port Vale. See, at Kenilworth Road, 2-2. I think it could be a similar thing. I think there could be goals. Obviously, we're very shaky away from home. They are the worst side in terms of at home in the form table, but they have drawn their last two, against decent sides, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm going to say a 2-2 draw. Like I say, I've got more eyes on the Wednesday game, to be honest. I care much more about that game. If you could skip a game, it would be this game, in my opinion. I've got to be honest. So, yeah, 2-2 for me. So, yeah, that's our predictions for that. Your goal scorer for us, Dad?
I'm gonna say Van der Berg comes on and scores.
Okay. I thought you were going to say Cole. I just had a feeling.
Nah,
If Cole plays, I actually back him to score, whether he comes on or not. And then my other goal scorer, I'll go Richards. I'll go Richards to get the goal. But if Cole doesn't play, I'll go Richards and Clark. I'll go the two midfielders to get a goal. Big up to we got Port Vale fan in the chat up the Vale. Big up to yourself, mate. Hope you're well. We will help Port Vale. I mean, I can't blame you, mate. I mean, in terms of our away form, we help anyone, to be honest, don't we? So I don't blame you. 2-1 says Jackie, Jake, and Jordan trying to be positive after the cup game. That's totally fair enough. And hopefully for the players, it gives them the confidence. Like I say, the eyes are there on Wednesday night.
say that, but how many times have we performed really well? I haven't gone to away and done exactly.
But that's what like.
Keep saying the same
I
thing.
know it sounds bad. I shouldn't be saying this, but I don't. If you don't win, because I think the league's done. I don't really care. I just care about Wednesday. That's what I care about.
But at the same time, you can't be getting sort of a really, really, really poor performance.
Oh no!
And then the pressure's really, really, much it's on again, isn't it? So just try and sort of just manage the game well, see what happens. And like I say, Wednesday can't come quick enough.
Yeah, exactly. And to be fair, I know a lot of people are critical of us using the long balls and that a lot throughout the game, but this game we're going to have to. I mean, no disrespect to Port Vale, but even they say their pitch is not great, and we should be sort of used to that because, yeah, all right, Kenilworth Road is obviously good now, it's progress since the Prem, but loads of times back in the day we had to deal with that, when we didn't have as much funds and things, so let's rise to it, man. Let's rise to it. Let's get the balls up there to Cole, or I'll say Wells, but he probably ain't going to win him. No disrespect, he's not tall enough. So let's do that. Port Vale 1, Luton Town 3, says Ben. Ben always optimistic with the predictions, but I love to see it, mate. 2-1 Vale, says Port Vale fan. Yeah, fair enough, mate. Can't blame you. 2-2. Yeah, exactly what I think. Harry has gone 2-1 as well. Good thanks, buzzing for the game. Luton will take it. Yeah, should be a good atmosphere and hope Cole plays and gets some sting. I hope Cole scores this time for us, not against us. But what I will say is, and I've said it, I haven't been to many Luton games this season, I'll be honest. But in terms of the away fans, I mean, Port Vale were the best fans for me. I mean, we were both there, though. They were loud. Despite their position, they were really, really good.
Because we went and watched them as well, didn't we, against
MK Dons last season.
Yeah.
Was it last season?
Yeah, because they got promoted, didn't they? And,
yeah, and they went top of the league that day, actually. Yeah. Hackford, they're on loan from Sheffield United.
Yeah, it's quite interesting. So we're sitting with the Port Vale fans. And they were good then. They were loud then. I can't remember what the score was. It 1-0 or something?
1-0, yeah. Hackford come on scored.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a shame that they're doing, stepped up and they're finding it quite difficult. You know what I mean? They signed to large and just lost. They must have some money issues and that. I don't know, but I'm sure that if they have to keep that manager, I guess, and try and be astute again in the recruitment, and they should be probably up there again next season. League Two, I would have thought.
No, I agree. It goes back to what I said earlier. I mean, I know a lot of us fans don't really like Andre Gray anymore because when he went to Watford,
I forgot about him as well. Yeah,
yeah, like players like him,
he'll
Bernal
be.
Hernandez, who was decent at Birmingham,
Yeah.
they've got the experience,
If
especially.
anyone's going to score, it'll be him.
Oh yeah, and this time it'll probably count. It won't be offside. Do you remember that he scored the COVID for Watford? We were loving that it didn't count. But yeah, no, exactly. Luton 3-1 says Paul. It's got to be the same as Ben there. Yeah, we do it all the time, says Jackie. So yeah, there we go with that. So yeah, that's that really. But yeah, any final things that you want to say?
Well, obviously, like I'm in London, probably at the time of the kickoff and stuff, so I'll try and watch the game. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It's sometimes you've got to miss a game, and if I'm going to miss a game, then I don't really mind it being that game. But saying that, a few times when I've gone to London, and there's always been something happening. The Lockyer thing against Bournemouth that time. I think there was I can't remember who he was, but it was like I think it was 2-0 up, and then I don't know, we just ended up losing the game 3-2 or something, and I just knew that it was going to happen. So could be one of them by a touch wood.
Do you know who I think it was actually? I think it's the Coventry game.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was it.
I was at it. Yeah, I was at that game, weren't I?
Yeah.
So
did we get someone sent off or something happened?
Tom Holmes, yeah, he got 2 yellows.
And I was like, yeah, we're going to lose this now. And then I checked it, like, check, bang, 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 flash scores, giving me nightmares. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, and what made it even worse for me is I was flipping there.
yeah, that was it, yeah.
Yeah, no, I remember now because I said to you, I remember after, I was like, honestly, Dad, when you see that third goal, you'll be fuming. And it was shocking. Oh, it was absolutely shocking. So, yeah. No, it's that. So hopefully, nothing like that, and hopefully we can get a result. But if we're being honest, we can both see a draw at best, like we said. And then like I say, all eyes on Wednesday night. That is what I care about mainly. So yeah, big up to everyone that's tuned in. Do smash a like if you haven't already. Even if you're watching on playback, do let us know your thoughts. Can we win this game, or will it be the same old away from home? And like I say, I will be doing a watch along to this game tomorrow. Doing one obviously by myself. Like I say, I'm still not feeling 100%, but I am better. I am much better. I mean, I'll tell you what, Wednesday I was bedbound. I couldn't get out of bed. It was flipping awful. So I'm recovering. Like I say, as long as I'm raring to go properly by Wednesday, even if I feel slightly nice, I'll have to go. Semi-final. But yeah, I will be at that game. Like I say, I got the tickets instantly when they come out, so that was always great. And yeah, it's going to be a really, really good opportunity if we can win that. And then, yeah, that is what I've got my eyes on. So, yeah, obviously the watch along, like I say, match reaction as well after. And then, yeah, the hat show, we'll do it on Monday or Tuesday. Not too sure yet. We'll probably do it on Tuesday, to be honest. It makes sense to do it the day before the game. And then, yeah, like I say, I will be at the game. So there will be my match reaction. And a couple of fan cams, hopefully, for that game. I know Daz from Belgium, he's coming over again for that game. So I know he'll definitely do one. Mike, it's all dependent on if he can get out of where he usually goes, because he goes in the box and sometimes he has to wait after. And then hopefully some new people. I mean, a lot of people actually recognised me from TikTok the other day, which is pretty cool, considering my TikTok's actually playing up as well. So yeah, that was pretty good. So hopefully we can have a lot of people on, especially if we can win that game. So let's hope we win that game. David as well will be at that game, so he'll be doing a fan cam as well, actually. So yeah, man, that is what I'm more looking forward to. Like I say, I will be doing a watch on tomorrow, match reaction, hat show on Tuesday, and then yeah, all into the Northampton game. Like I say, match reaction, fan cams, all of that, and then hopefully when we talk next hat show, we'll be talking positively about going to Wembley again. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So yeah, last load of comments before we wrap up. Get well soon, buddy. Great live. See you tomorrow. Yeah, big up to yourself, Ben, as always, mate. Get well soon, Ty. Thank you very much, Jackie. Jesus. Evening. Big up to yourself, mate. Yeah, it is. Like I say, we cannot underestimate them, but it is definitely a very favourable game. And I have said they have one eye on trying to stay up, in my opinion. And there is a bit of pressure, I would say, on Nolan as well, to be fair. So, yeah, we'll see. And also, they're playing 12:30 tomorrow. I've just remembered. So, before I go on live, I'm going to watch that game, actually. see how they do going into the game against us. So yeah, man, big up to everyone. Like I say, smash a like, subscribe, all that. Follow me across all my socials. I'll see you guys tomorrow. My dad will see you guys on Tuesday. And yeah, till then, guys, big up to yourselves. Take care and peace. Can Luton improve away? Let us know. Shout out to Jamie Coffin.